Shabbat Shalom, family and friends. We are on the second Torah portion, Noah. It starts in Genesis chapter 6, verse 9 through chapter 11, verse 32. It also includes in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 1 through chapter 55, verse 5. It also includes Psalms 5 through 8. And in the renewed covenant, it includes Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 through 46, and First Peter chapter 3, verses 18 through 22. So one of the main characters in this Torah portion is Noah, who, if you really think about it, is all of our multiple greats grandfather. And he is our family. I don't know. I feel like it gives a greater sense of meaning just thinking of this is our great grandfather that we're talking about, and this Torah portion is rich with themes of faith, morality, renewal. It tells the story of our great grandfather who really walked with God and was chosen to preserve life on earth when the world had become steeped in violence and corruption. There are many elements that we can reflect on, especially Noah's character, the idea of the flood, and God's covenant with humanity afterward. So, Noah is described as Sadiq Tamim, a righteous and blameless man in his generation, which raises an interesting debate among commentators. I mean, some argue that Noah was righteous only relative to the sinful people around him. Others say his righteousness stands on its own, regardless of the times he lived in. Either way, Noah's faith sets him apart. He follows God's instructions to build the ark despite the social ridicule and the unprecedented nature of his task. And think about it, building this ark, right? It wasn't it wasn't like a day, it wasn't week, it wasn't months. We're talking about years, many years that it took them to build this ark. So I mean, it's one thing when when you're taking an act of faith and it's for a couple of hours or days, but when we're talking about decades, that is some faith. And meanwhile, being the only person that really is convicted in this way, um, and everyone else thinks you're absolutely nuts. That takes a lot of faith. Interestingly, unlike Abraham, who questions God about justice for Sodom and Gomorrah, Noah is silent about the destruction of the wicked. And this silence could indicate humility and obedience, but also invites questions about his responsibility to challenge or intercede on behalf of others. Noah's willingness to follow orders without question can be seen as faithful. Um, but it may also point to a limited engagement with the world beyond his immediate duty. And it could be that Noah just recognized that this was just like this just needs to be destroyed, and things do need to kind of start all over, and there needs to be drastic action. The flood serves as both a punishment and a cleansing of the earth. And it's interesting because when we think of water, right, like water cleanses, And it's interesting that the world was very sinful, and what was used to punish is the for is really the means that's used to cleanse, to clean, um, and and really representing God's regret and desire to start over with humanity. It's as if creation has been reset with Noah and his family, who's really our family, becoming a new Adam to repopulate the earth. This story can raise thoughts on the fragility of creation and the importance of stewardship. Humanity's actions can impact the world on a fundamental level. The flood also marks a shift in the way God interacts with humanity. Before the flood, humanity's wickedness grows unchecked. Okay? Afterwards, God promises never to destroy the earth again in this way, and the covenant made with Noah introduces a sense of divine restraint. And this restraint suggests a commitment to working with humanity's imperfections rather than simply punishing them. Following the flood, God establishes a covenant with Noah, symbolized by the rainbow, which promises that the earth will never be destroyed by flood again. This covenant is universal, applying not just to Noah and his descendants, but to all living creatures, signaling a new era of mercy and stability. The rainbow can be seen as a bridge between heaven and earth, a reminder of the balance between divine justice and mercy. The covenant also introduces, or it also includes, the introduction of laws, notably the prohibition of murder and the establishment of human responsibility for moral conduct. This can be seen as the foundation of ethical obligations and the beginning of a legal and moral framework for humanity. This Torah portion reminds us of the importance of upholding justice and acting with integrity, as well as the significance of setting boundaries to prevent the spread of violence and corruption. Noah prompts us to think about our responsibility to the world around us. Noah's example can encourage us to pursue righteousness, even if we feel isolated or challenged by the world around us. It also pushes us to consider our role in preserving creation and the ways in which we might need to advocate for justice, especially when others face harm. The portion also emphasizes that humanity can be both flawed and redeemable. The Rainbow Covenant assures us that despite our mistakes, there's divine commitment to humanity's potential for growth and change. It serves as a reminder that while we should strive for righteousness, we are also supported by a patient, merciful, and gracious God who believes in our ability to build a better world and has provided his son that to enact change in this world. So as we enter this new year, or as we enter, not the new year, but a new year for after coming out of Sukkot and have kind of reset the Torah, This is something that, this is the second Torah portion, and it's something that we can we'll see throughout the Torah is how good God is to His people, and how merciful He is. And with that, as we enter this new week, let's keep that in mind. Shabbat shalom, everyone.